Welcome, family, to another edition of T. Limbs Presents The Bridge. You know, you hear the excitement in my voice? Because you know something? We got our family is home. You know what I mean? So we got a good show for you today, and this is a family affair. I was going to sing for y'all, but I got something. Huh?
Go ahead,
no, see, it's not that kind of show where y'all see y'all have to turn out the lights, and look, no, wait, no, see, okay, see, hey, look, like I said, it's an exciting show. I'm showing some skin. That's all y'all gonna get. It ain't that kind of show. So okay, anyway, welcome, family. I'm glad you guys are back. It's an opportunity to put your brick in this foundation, and we ask you that you do that. See, I'm getting all that stuff out the way because we have a dynamite show, because it's a family show today. You know, we're talking about fam. Oh, we're going to get to them other cats. See, so they sitting back, oh, it's going to be a family show. They ain't going to talk about us today. Don't believe the hype. But for real, don't believe the hype. But anyway, shout out to Ron and Reg and Stan. Matter of fact, these the gurus that make this happen. You know something? We even got Stan in the house.
Yes.
Because like I said, it's a family affair.
Yes,
One child I couldn't resist grows up to be. But see, y'all don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? Anyway, y'all know our panel. JD. What it be? Abstract Excellence. Actually, he has an announcement that he would like to make a little bit later on. We want to shout out to Anthony. Why do it like this? Like he's short. He is. But anyway, but no. That kind of helped me enjoy.
When you're 6'3" or something, I bet everybody's considered short.
We tall, man.
Okay, so it wasn't no pun.
Us giants.
He said us giants.
I'm a giant like
us giants.
Yeah, go with it.
No, I'm a
Really?
giant like David.
Hey now.
See, there she go again. See, this is a Marine. So now how you gonna argue with that?
Can't.
You can't. That's why I'm gonna leave it alone. But anyway, Francis, we ain't forgot about you, man. What's up? You know what I mean? Now, before I go into my, because I do got a editorial for you guys. Our prodigal daughter is back. Yeah, I'm talking about none other than Teresa. I was practicing. But anyway, Teresa is back in the house.
I'm happy to be
Welcome,
back.
family.
Welcome
Welcome. Because you know something, Ryan got a few more gray hairs because you was gone. And so, we can let Ron rest today. Because look, hey Ron, did you turn the van off? Because if you wasn't here today, Stan here, he was going. Oh yeah, he's going, and the van is clear.
Wow.
Yeah,
Where
the whole.
Bill was getting
So welcome back,
happy to be
hon.
back.
With
family.
With family. Again, like I said, I got some things to do now. Teresa and her family brought this back to her family, so I'm gonna open it up and show you guys and share it with you, because that's what we do. Family share. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We don't got brand new on you, Okay, look. Ooh, woo. I'm two-fisted now. Yeah. So you know something now. This is how our family grows,
I know,
and we
right?
want you.
Now you can switch it off.
Right.
I'm sending out signals, like the planes do.
That's good.
We guiding y'all in.
Kim Nice.
Come on, guys, get involved. Okay, thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome. Thanks, Tom.
Now her brother Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, you're
Yeah, this going out to you, Tom. Yeah, you a funny guy, huh? Okay, yeah, you, Tom. Dang, go. But thank you, Tom. Look, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I also I want to send a shout out to Marsha.
Yes.
We visited Marsha. You know something? This lady represents God's grace, and God has been so to her and her life. we went to visit her yesterday, and in that, something, I learned something about myself, and I want to share that with you guys. You know something now?
Marsha's my cousin.
Oh, and Ken too.
And Kenny, yeah.
See, if Marsha was Barbie, Ken and Barbie, but see, Ken and Marsha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, Ken too as well. A 2.5-hour drive took us almost 5 hours, and in the drive, to myself, silently, I was kind of complaining, but not really complaining. But I was and I was refraining from complaining. As soon as it come out, or the thought, I would squash it. Okay, it was a good cause. Get that. Come on! Now, these are cars that just, going by or whatnot. But anyway, I refrained from complaining. But the thing is, once we reached our destination, and what transpired from getting there, you know what I mean? You just don't know. Like I said, it was a family affair, and I'm not going to tell you what's going on, but anyway, it was heartfelt that the family had came there and reached out, and like I said, for myself, it made me humble myself, and even though the storm was raging all around me, that's traffic, and I wanted to complain, but what the devil had in the mix of this storm, God had a ray of sunshine in there, and with that, like I said, I'm glad that I went, and I thank you, Marsha, for letting me be a part of that. And to see God's grace working in this woman and the strength that she represented. You know what I mean? Now, the strength of God in her situation was like I said, so overwhelming. I would liken it to when, Jesus, the one that said, take up your bed.
Yeah, take up your bed.
Yeah, take up your bed.
Take your bed and walk.
So I'm not going to those extremes, but it was just to see her walk around in that strength, in that grace. It was something to behold. So again, I shout out to you, Marsha, and I thank you, and you too as well, Ken. Like I said, it was a family affair, and it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. I really, the outpouring of love was you could feel the love, and then not only that, the love that she radiated. You know what I mean? And so, something, God has the final word.
Yes, he does.
You know what I mean? Now, she's endeavored to persevere. Okay. She's endeavored to persevere for the past 8 years. Wow. She's still endeavoring. Yeah. She's still running the race. Wow. So, you know what I mean? In her situation and where she is, she's still running a good race. What kind of race are you going to run? Are you going to be a quitter? Are you going to are you going to cross the finish line? She may not get there first, but she's going to get there. Right. She's going to cross. Yeah. You know what I mean? And guess what? Now, check this out. As long as we all get to heaven, it ain't no first or second or third. We all get a crown.
Right.
There's not going to be no podium like number 1, number 2, number 3, or whatnot, like they do in the Olympics. We all get a medal. We all get a badge. So, so endeavor to persevere and continue to run that race, man. And you know something, what type of perseverance, storms come and storms go. Name a storm that lasts forever. Yeah, you can't, so I'm not going to even wait for you. But anyway, we have a phone.
Preaching today, buddy. You started the show out
preaching.
Normally
we have a phone call coming in. Caller, please. Can we get them run now? Or? Hey, caller, how are you? Welcome to the program. Put your brick in.
Hi, it's Margaret.
Hey, Margaret.
Hey, Margaret.
Hey.
Good to hear your voice.
Good to hear your voice.
How are you?
So what are we talking about? I can't get it to come live on the phone.
Oh, well, we're getting ready to get into
Yeah, I'm being a little long-winded, Margaret. Now, you watch the show. You know how I do.
Yeah, we might get to something by 4:30.
Well, yeah. But no, see, we're excited. Teresa's back.
Yes. Hi.
Our
Margaret.
prodigal daughter.
Woo, good to hear your voice.
Hi.
And thank you so much for calling. Margaret, did you watch us last week? I'm sure you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of do a continuation of that. If you can stay on the line and hold, look, I'm almost through with my, what was I doing?
That's I called to say hi.
Well, we appreciate the love, and we send it back out. Hey, Margaret, when you see the show, this is for Margaret. You. I'm doing the mirror thing. I know we're on the radio, but.
Before you go, hold on. I want to say thank you, Miss P, for all of the support as well. I appreciate you out loud.
Oh, thank you. I'm adopting you.
I appreciate you.
Well, Margaret, good Lord. I mean, there was an awkward silence. I want to make, Margaret, can you sing?
Oh, no. You
Oh,
don't want to
come
hear
on.
that.
Break us off a few bars or something.
No.
This is your 20 seconds of fame. We're a small show, we're growing.
You want them to start throwing rotten tomatoes through the radio? Because that's what'll happen, let me tell you.
Oh, come on, Margaret. But anyway, my dear, thank you so much. We appreciate.
Oh, yeah. I had to come to work. I was going to call, and it's like, they called me to come to work, so I got stuck. So I'm like, okay, there's nothing to do for about 2 seconds, so I ran into the office.
Oh, very good. Margaret, we appreciate your support, and thank you once again so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
We enjoy your comments. We enjoy you being part of the family.
Absolutely.
And again, like I said, we want to send you our sincere thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. I love you guys.
Love you back.
Too. Love you.
Particularly attached to Twyla. We've been joined at the hip since first grade, so that's quite a few years ago.
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, you know something. I'm going to share that story in the future. So just to let you know, okay. And see, then when you go back to work, they say, "Hey, Margaret, I didn't know." You know what I mean? So
Sylvester and Tweety.
yeah, Sylvester and Tweety. We're not calling you loony or anything. No, I'm just playing with you. But
No.
the Looney Tunes. Uh-oh. Okay.
After today at work, you might have to. But,
Okay, Margaret, you're telling on yourself, huh? I already know about this Marine over here. Marines are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
See? Okay.
Gotta keep it right.
Yes, indeed. But yes, thank you so much, Margaret.
Oh,
Please
you're
continue
welcome.
to.
I'll be off next weekend, so I can call in next weekend.
Hey, you know the number. I mean, you know something.
Yeah, now I have it. Yeah, just make sure JD's mom has those adoption papers drawn up, and
I'm sure she's probably working on them. I'm sure she's working.
As we speak right now.
You know something? Now, Margaret, it's funny you should mention that because, see, I wasn't going to say nothing to JD about it, but she was asking, and so could one of y'all callers or viewers adopting? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But anyway, Margaret, yes, again, man, I can't stop thanking you enough, and again, we do appreciate your support. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I always share it on Facebook, Instagram, and all that
Thank
stuff.
you very much. Thank you very much. We do appreciate that support and sending out that word. Because, some of the things that we do discuss, it is important, and we need to wake people up and shake them. You know what I mean? And they're showing or doing these things right in front of our faces, and we still refuse to believe. You know what I mean?
I've talked to African American people that don't believe in HR 40. I'm like, okay, you guys must be stuck on stupid, I guess is a nice way of putting it. I mean,
can I say something? Margaret, something. You brought up African American people.
Say what now?
She brought up African American people.
Yeah.
Margaret,
So they don't believe reparations.
could you tell our audience what's your ethnic background is?
I'm Caucasian.
Okay, so now you get it. Now, if they can see it, why can't you? African American
Exactly.
people.
Exactly.
Now, again, Margaret, thank you. And like I said, the thing is, we're trying to bring that. I was nice, wasn't I? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But we want to bring that consciousness to everybody because it affects
Exactly.
everybody. You know, if you cut me or cut you or cut
We all bleed red.
Pedro, we all gonna bleed red.
Exactly. We're all-
So again, you know, all this, the enemy puts all this crap, so we won't come together as people, as human
Exactly.
beings. You know, we're all the same, not under one flag, under one God. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So God didn't differentiate when He said, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna. Can you imagine God sitting up there thinking, okay, I'm gonna make this one Negroid. I'm gonna make this one. Okay, I'm just leaving it there. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, okay, thank you so much again, Margaret.
Oh, you're welcome.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate you.
Okay.
Talk to you later,
Okay.
sis.
Okay, talk to you later, honey.
Bye-bye
I love
now.
you guys.
Love you
I'm
too.
waving at you like you can see me, you know.
I can see it in my mind's eye. How about that? How about that?
Okay, there you go, kiddo.
Okay, all righty.
Okay,
bye-bye
love
now.
you guys.
All
Bye-bye.
right, sunshine.
Right.
That was Margaret, you know, one of our stern followers, and we appreciate Margaret with the call in. Now, I'll be quick and I'll be brief. Last week, guess what I found out about the 11-year-old?
What's that?
The 11-year-old that got shot last week that we talked about.
Yeah. I got some information on that too.
Okay, good. Well, you can lead in after me, but let me lead you in, okay? You've been, okay,
30 seconds
you're rubbing off on him, so, you know, but anyway.
29.
That's another story. Okay, no. Check this. 2 11-year-olds were fighting. Last week we talked about a 30-year-old shooting, a 30-year-old killing an 11-year-old. Now, to the 30-year-old, Bubba and them is going to tear you a new one. I'm not advocating what Bubba and them do, but it is what it is. These are fans. Yeah, I know. These are fans. Okay. Teresa or JD or Twyla, if you will.
Yeah, he said pretty much what I was feeling, so I can go ahead.
Well, I think it's just time to make a change.
Yes.
And we had Obama in to help us make a change, but we've got to take it in our own hands now. And I think that the community is what it's going to take to make the difference. We have to start creating a community. And as I grow older, I watch and look back at my parents and my grandparents. That was the one thing that they always had, which was a sense of community. And we always were responsible for the kid down the street.
Yes.
They were you got a beating right from before you got home and when you got home, because those were the things that we were responsible. We were each other's brother's keeper. My sister did a lesson on, am I my brother's keeper? We are our brother's keeper.
Yes.
And until we start to learn that when we see something on the street, I think when they did the beating in Baltimore, the Muslim of the
See something, say something, or see something else.
yeah,
Couple days ago.
See
yeah,
something, say something,
and no
yeah.
one has said everybody knows who did it, but people are afraid to say something, and that is the cancer
And
that is killing our neighborhood. And I do understand there is a rhythm on the street. There is a social moray way of behaving on the street, but it's killing us, and we've got to stop.
I didn't want to cut you off, but yeah, you brought me back. Thank you. When you said community, I was a little overwhelmed. Everything she just said, I want to piggyback on that because she brought me back to the point of everything that is ABX, abstract excellences. What I'm trying to do with rebuilding our community, we can't fix this problem without it starting with our men. Like you said, that's why I said I didn't have much else to say. But at the end of the day, like as men, we have to set the tone. We have to set the example. We have to change the narrative. This, no snitch. It's not about snitching. It's about being accountable. So if we start with you know, a 30-year-old man shouldn't be able to just and it be okay and it just be normal or commonplace. Like we have to have some structure and somebody to make this not okay. Like you can't, this can't be okay. This can't be allowed.
Right.
And we can't do that without rebuilding community. As you said, I was talking to my brothers about this, with my friends, what I call my brothers, about exactly what you said. We had older women. Even the older guys on the block to see Shawty, you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the
Right.
older women that kept us in line, and even though we may not have been in church, they made us go to vacation Bible school every summer.
Yeah.
You know, it's the little things that matter. And as I told my homies, it's enough of us now, but we can't keep just, listen, we have to reestablish it for ourselves, and it starts going back to that point. So beyond whatever ABX is as a show, when I say abstract excellence and all the jokes and the plugs, like there's an actual point and principle to this, and we're doing a lot of things that have nothing to do with the camera and nothing to do with money and everything to do with support. So understand that, and most of you that follow and already know, like, you know this. So it's us. We can't keep talking. We can't keep the trends, like you said, you know, whatever it was, we just talk, like all the trends and the hashtags. That's great, good, but it's time we have to do something.
Well, we got to get off the sidelines,
but here's the
you
thing,
know,
too.
and get involved.
But on this thing too, with this young child, there's a couple things when I sit and look at it from a pragmatic point of view. Number one, where's the child's actual father? That's one.
He probably in there with Bubba, but
So,
anyway.
that's the one.
You know,
So then that also means, who are we having children with?
Yeah.
See, I'm
Accountability,
on accountability.
yes,
I go all the way
absolutely.
to the core. Who are you laying with, having children with? Who are you dating, and who are you bringing around your children? Now, I'm a chick like this. If you are raising your children and you have children, this is me. You don't date anybody while you're raising your children, woman. You don't bring men in and out of your children's lives. You don't move a man in your house with your children, and you don't tip around and bring him in the middle of the night with your children. If you can't wait, he can't wait, then it's not the one to be. That's it. That's all. That's me. Period. Because I'm telling you, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Because what happens is that man invests in your child. Guess who's on the sideline? His children lose out because he's investing all of this into your child. Your children benefit, his children are now orphaned and left to whatever their mom is doing with whoever they're doing with. And the men are too twisted here. They're too sidetracked. They don't see that. It's only when they're older when they can reflect on that. And older guys will tell you, man, I know what I did. That wasn't really the best way because I saw the outcome. Don't do that. That's number one. Men, don't lay up and have a child. Why are you having unprotected sex? Girls and boys. I don't agree with it, but Planned Parenthood gives free condoms and pills. I don't agree with it because I think if a child gets any kind of prescription, you should know. Yeah. But the fact is that they can. So there's anybody who's having a child saying unexpected these days, it's just because you're being lazy. That's all. You're just being lazy. So abortion to me is a fail-proof system for a failed condom or not taking the pill, whatever. First of all, if you can't pay for the hospital bill, don't have the baby. I said it. I meant it. Okay, let me be human. One child, okay. Two, no, you pay.
No.
Three, get out the way. See, that's the thing. And it's coming down to that, folks, that there's just not enough money to put into these programs, into these systems.
Well, they're cutting out a lot of these programs, like you're saying. There's not a lot of money now, but
you know why? Because the jobs aren't here. Who's paying for it?
Right.
See, so when I look and see the wealth gap between our parents and us and our children and grandchildren is dwindling.
Right.
Instead of increasing.
Right.
Our parents, to me, were further along wealth-wise when they were our age, when you think about it, because they owned property. They could go to the bank, or they had money under that mattress.
Can I tell you part of the problem with that? If you know my same name, I'm going to cut you off.
Go ahead.
We become more consumers than savers. So
That's
understand
right.
this point in this problem. When I was just trying to talk about that the other week, if you get that success is now woven in what you can buy, how shiny it is, what you look like, versus, like I just said, effect. The effect that you have, back in the day when it was, you know, the most respected individuals were the ones that had the effect in the community or could cause influence, not necessarily the amount of money you had, but the influence that you had. You know,
But they also were products of the Depression era.
Right.
And see, because they're products of the Depression
that's the
era,
part we don't understand.
See,
Yeah,
okay,
see,
and that's the
yeah.
thing that I want your generation. I really do, and I'm talking to all of you in Jermaine's group from 32 on to 49 because you don't know nothing. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say it. You don't know because you weren't there.
that's absolute fact. Yeah,
You weren't
I
there.
Well, can I jump
It's
in?
not disrespectful. It's
You
just
know,
real. It's uncomfortable to hear, but it's real. Absolutely
And
real.
because
Well-
you don't, it's hard for you to understand what you see. You see the effects of all this messed up stuff.
Right,
So
right.
then you want to just blast it, and that's right, true. But you don't know the core of how it got to this
core of
place,
the problem.
so that you know how to actually, in a
Well-
healthy way, attack for the solution.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Well,
Teresa.
well, I think as we're looking at history, and shout out to Ferris University because they have a Jim Crow museum, which is in Big Rapids, Michigan. That's where I was on vacation. I had the pleasure and the opportunity to visit the Jim Crow Museum. And one of the things that hit me most was they have a huge tree in the museum with a rope hanging from it. And my son, Hassan, came up to me and said, "Mom, what was that for?" And I said, "That's when the white man, you know, lynched people. That's how he would
Right.
do it." And he just put his head on my shoulder and cried. And what resonated with me were a couple of things. One is that we've got to teach your group. We have to educate your group because we have gotten so comfortable that we are now inflicting the pain that the white man has inflicted on us.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the heart of the African American problem. And until we build educational systems, and I think our parents, they didn't have money, but they had something much more powerful. That was, we were all in this together. That
Yeah.
was the mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were all in it together.
Sink or swim.
Whenever something happened, like I said, when we had kids out of wedlock, the government did not help us.
Nope.
Right.
Our aunt,
We
our
took care of each
grandmother
other. Yes,
took care of us.
yes.
So that's part of the problem is that we're not really being as independent. To me, we're always looking. As soon as somebody gets pregnant, they're going to the government. No, your family should take
Yeah,
care
yeah.
of the kid.
And see, hold on. So check that out. The statement she just made. They're going to the government, right? So the minute you do that, I know you understand this, but you guys do understand that that's divide and conquer. Because the minute you go to the government then attacks the black man that is the father of that child.
Yeah.
And that doesn't go away, even if you decide.
What do you mean when you say they attack?
Well, I can give you
I don't
want
wanna
to
just say child support, but it's beyond
no,
that,
I want to
like-
say child support
Yeah.
because I have a brother who's deceased now who made it his business to take care of my niece when he and his wife separated. Okay? He paid his ex-wife, but he didn't do it through the court system. And his response was, the court has nothing to do with how I take care of my child. I'm going to take care of my child.
Yeah.
Well, one day I went to the courtroom with him when he was representing himself. He didn't have a lawyer, and he had the receipts, MoneyGram, of all the money where it sent directly to our house. A judge told him that that doesn't matter to me.
Those were gifts.
Yeah, that doesn't matter
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
And as a result, I said if I had not been in that courtroom with him, I would have swore he was lying. And that's what I'm talking about. Then young men get in the system, and then some of them don't meet the court date, and before you know it, they have a record, and then we're
And it's-
into this prison system.
Exactly.
As a
I'm
result.
gonna call it a spade
No.
because you asked me a question and I want to answer it, but I didn't really
Answer.
want to get because I didn't want to do that again. But I said attack. You said child support. That's the easy way to go. But I'm living the attack, and let me tell you what I mean. 4 years I haven't. Listen, no, 4 years I haven't seen my son. 4 years, right? 4 years. The system found me. I didn't know about him for 2.5 years. The system found me. The system found me. I take my son. I take care of my son. She can come get him and do whatever she wants, and I not see him for 4 years. I'm still paying child support. I pay child support every year. 4 years. This is the system. I don't know where the hell my son is. Like, come on, man. That's no way you gonna tell me.
You need to see Senator Muse.
Well, you know something,
Jermaine.
Jermaine.
Hold on, please. You need to see Senator Muse, and I'll tell you why. Because Senator Muse is the one here in Maryland who made a big law about non-custodial fathers' rights, and making the point so that men who don't have custody of their sons or their daughters have visitation rights, because custody and child support are two separate things. I know people who don't pay child support that still have visitation. And on your brother's thing, if he would have written child support in a memo, and he didn't know.
Well, he didn't know.
They play off our ignorance, things that we don't know.
Eventually, we realized after that we needed a lawyer. So we got a lawyer, and he was able to make payments. But that's the thing, is that I really don't think we should be in the court system.
It's not geared to protect us. I don't know what it's
Well, see, you know something. That's the system in which we live, and that's part of that systemic racism. You know, now I'm gonna go back to, like, let's say 30 years ago, when the neighborhoods was besieged with crack. That was one of the symptoms back then.
Yeah.
Now, 30 years ago, you was 8. I say 30 years, but maybe 35. You were 8. So when that devastated communities, not the individuals, it devastated communities, and so now the product of that devastation is what you guys, cast your age, are experiencing. You know what I'm saying? So you missed out on so much. You know what I mean? So now when you become grown, that particular group can't tell you shiggity. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do it any way I want to do it, and big as bad as I want to do it, I'm going to do it my way, and that's just it. Okay, I understand the independence, I understand the drive, but see, you got to learn the ingredients of the cake in order to make a proper cake. You know what I mean? And then not only that, you know something, you got to we are geared off of and they are visualizing what they don't know all the particulars as to what causes. They just see the results, and that causes, of course, a reaction. And of course, now when we become 18 or however age we call ourselves grown, then we react accordingly. And so, like, everybody is not equipped to do the right thing. And then you got a brother that's trying to do the right thing, and he get pissed on. You know that I give you kudos, man, for your strength, for staying in there and constantly pursuing your child and standing up for your child. Your son needs to know this, and I don't know his mama, but you know something now. If your son, years down the road, when he become older, he see this video and say, "Dang, my daddy was looking for me." Mama.
No, let me say, Aiden, your father's looking for you. Okay, let's switch gears here on.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to. I want to encourage you, man, and
so
you know, hang in there,
work
bro.
on
I know it's a tough subject. You know what I mean, but
we thank you for your transparency, because what you just said has helped somebody else out there too. Somebody else is going through what you're going through right now. And somebody out there ready to go post on that mama.
First and foremost, like you said, tell them again about Muse. So people need to know this information, like she was saying, with all he had to do is write a memo.
Right.
A lot of young men don't know that, and then too, a lot of old men don't know that. So
State Senator Anthony Muse here in Maryland, State Senator Anthony Muse in Maryland, state that you.
But this is what we do at the bridge.
He went and created and got passed legislation that benefited the non-custodial fathers, so that they would be able to have access to their children. Whether they pay child support, whether they're behind on child support, whether they don't pay child support. It was because they're two separate things. And so, so Muse did get that passed, and it was
And I want to say one other thing. When I used to watch news, the blacks that they portrayed on the media, I never knew any of those blacks. I never knew them in the sense that my friends, my family didn't act like that. And that's also the same with young African American males. And it bothers me that we don't give them more credit, and we, like the media, just lump them as these
You wouldn't
bad
take it.
guys.
You shouldn't want to get that from anywhere because you should value yourself more. That's the
Well,
thing.
unfortunately,
People
the society that
people
we
don't.
live in, and
It's
again,
not the society.
no,
No, stop.
baby.
It's not
You know, so
the society.
I'm a.
It's not the society we live in.
As a young,
No, it's not the society we live in.
well,
It's not
as a
the
young
society.
man,
It's not the society we live in. Because society is a combination of people. It's
Okay.
the people. See, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, it's the people.
So when we say society, it's just this ethereal word. So no, let's put all the way to what it is. It's the men and women around us today. It's people. It's you. People like
Okay,
you.
well, I
it's
agree
us.
with you there.
So that's what I'm saying.
I
So
agree
it's
with
not
you
the
there.
society.
Okay,
it's
well,
the
but
choices
if
that
you-
we as people make and the choices
how
that we as
do
people
how do
continue
men
to make.
in the olden days raise their men? You know what I mean? And then it got to the point to where you try to notch. You know what I mean?
I
And
have
now,
one thing to say about that, so let me say it. Any person, and I do mean any person, who takes a woman just because she's easy, that's a trifling man. Any woman who takes a dude because he's a come up to her, she's a trifling woman. Because the one thing that you should do, not care about if that person's easy or not, the question is, what do you value yourself as your own body?
Oof.
I don't care if she's a notch. What does that say about you? What does that say about you? How you care about your own body? Don't you care about yourself?
Here, you want the mirror, honey?
No, because it's just like, no, about yourself.
I do it.
You know, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So when you dudes think you making notches, no, you make yourself look stupid. And another thing too, those are spirits that are transferring to you. See, we're not just physical beings, we're spiritual beings too. Just like sometimes when people in church and they say, touch your neighbor, tap your neighbor, hug your neighbor, all this stuff, I can't have everybody touching on me.
Right.
Because, I can't everybody.
Yeah,
Turn to your neighbor
yeah.
and say, I don't want to say nothing to them. That's why I sit and start praying. My prayer is this: Lord, don't let anybody come up on me. Don't let anybody touch me. Don't let anybody say anything to me. I'm just trying. Because I know what has happened when someone who doesn't have the right spirit touch you. I've had 2 messed up experiences like that. And that was too many.
That's too
And
many.
that was
You're
too
right.
many.
Yeah,
So don't touch me unless the Lord compel. See, it's an agreement. See, spirit's no spirit. I know when a person's approaching me, if it's a favorable spirit, that we need to hug, shake hands, or just nod. But that's because I asked for discernment.
Big word.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when you all talk
yeah.
about who you slept with, you sound stupid. And I don't understand by having unprotected sex, so you stupid.
All right.
Because when you have unprotected sex, there's 2 things that can happen. You got a 50% chance of getting someone pregnant or not getting someone pregnant. And then you have a 50% chance of contracting of some type of STD or not. And then you have 50% chance of contracting an STD that is incurable. So your odds are bad. Now, I tell you, I used to bet. I used to bet on college basketball and college football
I
games.
thought you was going to say you used to bet on that other thing. I'm like,
I thought that too. I really thought she. I was like, yo, hold on.
yeah. That's why I ain't say nothing until you like, she used to bet.
Yeah, that is
I'm
tough
like,
right
what?
there. Right. I'm sorry. I thought. Look, he wasn't the only one. I thought she was going there too.
Felt the ice.
What kind of bet is she? I used to bet. Yeah, right. Everybody like, you was like E.F. Hutton. Like, she used to bet.
I didn't even look over. Because I didn't know she was going there.
Yeah,
Like,
me
she said,
neither.
I started
Okay.
to bet, like,
I
okay.
felt it. But I used to bet in college and football and college basketball games. But my thing was I would study the teams. I would actually look and try to see who I could see, who I knew, who watched these guys practice. I mean, I was serious about it because I wasn't going to mess my money up. And I wouldn't bet on something. I would check the bookie lines and lost. I did all this stuff. I did.
You still good at it?
Yeah, because it's my money. It's my money.
That's an informer like
And
that.
so,
I'm just
so
kidding, you know.
and my odds had to be 75%. So if my odds were 75%, 50-50 is not good enough for me.
Exactly.
50-50 is not good enough for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you
I
can't
need
say
better
75%, so having unprotected sex doesn't give you a better good eye. So I'm saying it's just dumb all the way around. You
Yes,
play some
Russian
player,
roulette.
Play on that.
And I don't nobody, you know something,
Play on
playing
that.
Russian roulette, you put a bullet in the gun and click. That's stupid.
I tell you what's dumber than that. Because the way the new wheel pistols are designed, you can't hear it.
Hold up. Hand me that bag. Hand me that bag.
This one?
Yeah.
I thought you were asking for a weapon. I say,
I am.
I didn't.
Because I'm glad you said that.
a real. I thought you asked me for
Hell,
my.
I'm doing
Got
it.
gun.
No, my real.
No, I'm talking about.
I
That's
thought-
what I'm trying to figure out what he getting. That's how
Oh.
he's getting the gap gun.
Yeah.
So-
Because this is her little.
Don't even spam,
See,
bro. It don't spin, bro.
It's,
Act like it do.
But
When
you
hit it,
can't
though,
hear-
I'm gonna
you
go
can't-
ahead.
It didn't
Do it
click,
again.
so I
Do it
had to-
again. No, spin again. Go ahead. Do it.
Okay.
Spin it. See, there you go.
These guys.
There you go.
These
Now
guys.
see now. Okay, now I just spent it. I ain't gonna put it to my head. I ain't gonna put it to none of y'all. Okay, I ain't gonna. You know what? Ooh, damn. See, I'd have died. Damn. See how stupid that is. So you know something. Woo, that was effective, wasn't it? Effective.
Great example.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get.
All right,
let me-
Now I'm pregnant. Not
right.
me, but same example. Russian roulette. You know.
You know what? And we're gonna go to the videotape. There you go.
Go
That's what we're
ahead.
gonna
I'm
do.
sorry. I just wanted to, you know,
You go right ahead. I just.
that was effective, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought so.
You're
Well, that's what
pregnant-
you're doing.
pregnant several Golly. But
Anyway.
I just want to get back to
Go ahead,
my
Doc.
main man this week.
Oh
My
yeah,
main
this
fella.
is good.
Come on, man, Elijah. Come on,
Elijah.
man, Cummins.
Oh.
Come on, man.
Elijah.
See, you all spent a whole week with all this diversion in news. You watched the Mueller report. You complained about this. You watched what's going on in Puerto Rico, and then you talked about the folks in the cages at the border. But you didn't talk about the 39 people that got killed in Baltimore in the past 30 days. No one talked about that. No one talked about the fact that Baltimore spends $15,168 a year for a student. But you don't have the GPAs to show for that. No one talked
How much
about
did that? Say that again for the people. For the people.
$15,168 per student. And I don't mean special ed students. That's one child.
Right, that's one. Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
talk about that. You didn't talk about there's 50 charter schools in the state of Maryland, and 20 of them are in Baltimore, Maryland. 20 of them. So that means you got failed education system, public education system. right?
Public.
Nobody talked about that. No one talked about the fact that a few years ago, Baltimore spent over $30 million and built a juvenile correctional facility for young men and women to be locked up who are charged as adults.
Wait a minute. When did this happen?
A few years ago, about 2015. Something like that. Yeah.
And come on, man, was in office.
Yeah, I'm doing numbers in my head. I'm trying to figure out something.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby.
Okay.
Kick them
Okay.
credentials at
Okay.
him.
I'm doing the
Okay.
numbers in my head. But go ahead.
Kick them credentials.
You didn't talk about all these teens that were charged as adults. You didn't say that there were 60 beds at that facility. And you didn't say how many years you kept some of them children, too, until you bound them over into other institutions. Now you're talking about trying to educate them there. Come on, man.
No.
Come on, man. So then you got upset because you went and saw these children and these people in these quote-unquote cages at the border. Then you went off. Come on, man, look at them. You didn't walk over Sandtown. When's the last time you were in Sandtown, Baltimore? Well, I was there a couple weeks ago. Sandtown is no man's town. I feel sorry for every person that has to live there. Not because they're messed up people, but because that's where they could afford to live. If you drive up Route 1 and go up to Baltimore, Wilkins Boulevard, the majority of the streets, 10 blocks straight over on the opposite side, you might find 30 to 60 occupied structures. You go over there to 7th District, 7th Ward over there in Baltimore, majority of the buildings are vacant. There's over 20,000 vacant buildings in Baltimore alone. And then you want to cry about somebody not supposed to be here anyway? Then you turn around and got off. Then the president, and then you stupid black law leaders, and you stupid Democrats. Yeah, you stupid. Correction? No correction. It's a fact.
I'm glad
because
you said that. Come
we
on.
cannot say we like politicians because of their color. I don't care if you're polka dot. If you don't stand for my issues, I can't support you. And if you are my complexion, you might not stand for my issues. So I still can't support you. And we've gotten to this world where we believe that if the person's black like me, they're going to think like me. That's a lie. We already know it, and we have many examples of that already. So why do you all run to his defense when Trump attacked him, quote unquote? Trump said, and I'm going to use a direct quote.
Go ahead. While you pull that up,
It's right
one
here.
of the rare times he was telling the truth.
No, Trump tells the truth here every now and then.
Yeah,
You got to read into it. He said, Cummings West Baltimore constituency as a disgusting, rat and rodent-infested mess. If he spent more time in Baltimore, maybe he could help clear up this very dangerous and filthy place. End quote. Okay, let's examine the two things he said real quick. First of all, you people, he didn't attack the people who lived in Baltimore, so you need to get off of that. Oh, he attacked the citizens. So Mayor Jack Young, disrespect, none taken. But you're wrong on this. He didn't disrespect the people of Baltimore. You good citizens of Baltimore, he didn't attack you. What he attacked was the person who represents you, this thing that you should have enough nerve to do. What he said was, he said Baltimore district is far worse and more dangerous. Now, the last time I checked, down at the border, there were not 39 people killed or dead in 30 days. Fact check. Okay? Okay? And I'm not even talking about solved murders. These were murders. Murders. Some of them we out in the morning, some of them we were talking about this morning. The same household. Some of them broad daylight. And they were all across the board in age. We went from the age of 19 years old to 62 years old. Okay? So, then the last time I checked, I didn't hear anybody talk about any rats and rodents in infested areas down there at the border. But if I look at the list of the most dangerous cities with rats and rodents, let's see what I found out.
Hold on to your hats, people.
Yeah, we were surprised to see some of these places here.
I wasn't.
And, well...
DC one?
DC,
DC is number 4.
But number one, former First Lady, while you're women rights and you're bashing Jeremiah Wright in your book. Chicago, Illinois. Okay? I'm calling it out. And first of all, I don't care who likes what I say because I'm telling the truth. Truth is, don't be upset with a messenger to tell the truth. Be upset with the truth and fix it. Make something different true. That's the charge to you. The second is Los Angeles. The third is New York City. The fourth is Washington, D.C. The fifth is San Francisco. The sixth is Detroit, Michigan. Ilhan, what about you? What say you? Excuse me? The seventh is Philadelphia. What's up there? Councilperson Street. Oh, what's the name? Darrell House, whatever his name is. Yeah. But you know who you are. Because you mess over veterans royally. And I'm coming for you again next week. I'm going to see you real soon because I'm coming up there to Philly. Cleveland. All right, Dennis Kucinich, you were running for you and Tara Mosley, Samples Mosley, whatever name she wants to be. We're running for governor of Ohio.
Right.
Okay. Cleveland. And then number 9, well, isn't it special? It's Baltimore. So, did Trump lie in his tweets? I asked you all.
Come on, woman. Okay.
Dang.
I can't say come on, man, but you know.
Did he lie?
Exactly.
Did he lie? Did he lie?
See,
Did he
when
lie?
you threw him under the bus, he exposed it. So that's how they use y'all carcasses.
Did he lie? Did he lie? That's all I'm asking.
No.
Did he lie?
Clearly he didn't.
Right, exactly.
The one comment I do have about Elijah Cummings, unfortunately, is that I used to have a youth group. Shout out to Nargis Hyman, who had a wonderful youth group in Baltimore for almost, I think it was over 20-some years, where she had an after-school program. And at the time, I think it was Commissioner Ham used to be in charge, and he gave us plenty of money and support for the program that was in Park Heights, right in the middle of the city where a lot of problems were occurring. We went to his office, Elijah, and we couldn't get anything out of him. We could barely get a meeting. He would say, we met him at a BET award ceremony. Can we catch up with you? Oh, try my secretary, and we never got in touch with him. So I think that speaks to his legacy. And I think that we here at Connect to the Bridge, and Twala, I know you do a lot of research and homework, that it's important to know, because you can't fix what you don't know.
But what I'm tired of is people just going for the okie doke. I'm tired of people saying, well, that's a white man attacking a black man. And no, check your facts first before you talk about it. Trump is Trump, and I'm not an apologist for Trump. I didn't vote for him. That's not the case. The bottom line is I listen to everybody, and I check everybody out. That's it, and a spade is a spade.
Exactly.
When I'm playing spades, I want a handful of them, okay? I got to be able to cut you. I got to. But we were talking about term limits the other week. Mm-hmm. And so in May 1995, the United States Supreme Court ruled 5-4 in U.S. Term Limits Incorporated, Thornton, 514 USA 779, 1995. I want you to check this out. It states that states cannot impose term limits upon their federal representatives or senators.
So since you can't change anything, more of it stays the same.
No, what I'm saying is that was in 1995. This is 2019.
Right.
So why can't it be done again? Why can't this be rechanged, revisited? In 1994 elections, part of the Republican platform. See, the Republicans wanted term limits for Congress. I'm all for term limits for Congress. I don't like Republicans and Democrats, either party. It's not a party issue. But the bottom line is this. What's wrong with you people out there? Why do you want the same folks doing the same thing?
Nothing.
Do you think that Baltimore would stay the same?
Yeah. Nothing.
You know, so I mean,
year after year after year after year after year.
And I know when Sheila Dixon, I know they ousted her, but I remember when she was in office that I was pregnant with my son, and she had policemen out there on the streets. And my brother, who lived in a bad neighborhood at that time, said when she was in office, we were covered. But she said, I don't see any police officers on the street.
Well, we're running out of time. But watch this, the last thing I want to say. There were 76 misconduct cases that were dismissed in Baltimore because statute of limitations had reached for police brutality. 76. Oh, wow. And there's about, now I forgot how many more they're going to be dismissed. Come on, man.
So what happens to these officers?
Nothing. You
you
can't go back to it. You can't even visit it again.
Yeah.
So we want to take a plug out here for the second annual cookout. It's going to be August the 17th at 12603 Longwood Avenue or Longwood Drive in Beltsville. Bring a backpack there. Bring a backpack. It's the Vox Wave annual cookout. It's going to be the second annual. Yep. And DJ Rick is going to be on the ones and twos, and DJ Rick is going to meet Miss Teresa because DJ Rick wants someone to write his life story book.
Okay, that sounds
great. You said it on the air. Yeah. We want you to check our show out, and we want you to.
Actually, he has a nice show too.
Yeah.
So again, you know something. I want to send this right quick. You know, all of the black medias and these black organizations, the Vox Wave people. Come on, y'all. Let's get together now. Yeah. Let's get together as a whole. We don't need all these individuals applying for the same thing. But we can, but let's do it as a unit. You know what I mean? So again, come to the picnic. Y'all gonna be there at the picnic. I bet you'll come to that.
Don't be shy.
Okay, and I got one more for you. If you can't come to the cookout, bring your clean, brand new book bags and drop them off here at Vox Wave at the studio, 4711 Off Drive in Camp Springs or Suitland, Maryland.
Right,
we gotta go. We don't have any more time. We don't have any more. We have none. We have none.
Okay.
We
get to it. Yeah, we get to it.
Okay. So, Ron? Okay, wait a minute. All right. Say.
Abstract Excellence Backpack.
I get these looks.
Giveaway and hairstyles, free hairdo and free cut for the boys. High school, middle school, elementary, one boy each, one girl each. Also, we're going to sponsor a child for some form of extracurricular activity, sport activity, girl and a boy. $50 gift card. We use a gift card for that.
Okay, back to school. Okay.
Back to school. Abstract Excellence, ABX, baby.
Okay, the ice is melted. Ron.
No. Stop. You say it.
Ron, take us home.
Business owners looking for a place to advertise your business and promote your products and services? Vox Wave is the right place. We have over 10,000 views a day and 70,000 listeners a month. For more information, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.